excited to have Andrew Stafford, a genuine person I've met in this online space. He's a celebrity boxing coach and trainer with over 30,000 YouTube subscribers, 80,000 Instagram followers, and 70,000 TikTok followers. His content has millions of views. So if you want to learn how to grow your business online, you're going to love this. So first off, welcome Staff. Just go ahead and tell me more about yourself, your journey, and yeah, what got you to where you are today.
Okay, thank you. Co-staff, you guys. It's been a long journey. I'm from Los Angeles, California, born and raised to Jamaican parents. I got my dual citizenship. I'm proud of that. Just a few months ago, so now I'm a Jamaican. Uh, I started boxing at the age of 14 years old. I fought as an amateur boxer, and after my amateur boxing, as I competed as an amateur, I competed as a professional as well. And then after I stopped fighting professionally, I became a boxing coach. Train a couple people, train a few rappers. I worked with G Herbo, an artist named Dreezy, and then from the middle of me doing my training, I was doing bodyguard work. I was doing bodyguard work for Rihanna, Travis Scott, and then after that, I kind of went to a little bit, and then it's crazy. I'm gonna just jump straight to how I started working with all of my YouTubers and people in that space. So back in 2020, early 2020, I'm in traffic and it's late at night, and I'm at a stoplight, and I see this Tesla truck, and me being a coach, me being a trainer, I'm thinking business. Like, okay, I see this lady inside this Tesla truck. I'm like, okay, maybe I can get this person as a client, because I see Tesla truck money, right? And yeah, so I looked over to the young lady, and she actually looked over to me too, and she rolled down her window, and I rolled down mine, and we started talking. I was like, hey, the first thing I jumped to was like, hey, I'm a boxing coach. I would like to work with you if you're ever interested in boxing. She said, okay, cool, give me your Instagram. So she actually started following me, and I seen 19 million something followers. I'm like, who the heck is this, right?
Yeah.
So mind you, I'm a little older, so this person's a little younger than me, so the generation is different, right? And I Googled her. I said, wow, this girl is worth some money. So this individual, her name was Dixie D'Amelio.
Yeah.
So from Dixie D'Amelio, it's crazy. It's all kind of it just fell into a pattern, right? So I met her, and then I got invited to this house party, right? Maybe a couple weeks later, and at this house party, that's where I met Taylor Holder, Bryce Hall, Summer Rae. Who was it I meet? Vinny Hacker, all these influencers. I didn't know. I had no idea about YouTube boxing. Mind you, I'm a little older, so these are kids to me, right? So I go to this house party, and me and Taylor Holder, we actually didn't even start off at the right foot. We actually started off, he was like, who are you? He was kind of hot-headed, and I actually told him who I was and who invited me and things like that, and how I met Dixie, and then Dixie was at the party, and she's like, oh yeah, I know him. I met him a couple weeks ago in traffic. And I was explaining to him like, hey, you know what? I have a boxing gym in West Hills. If you guys are ever interested in boxing, come down, come train. And he said, okay, cool, right? So maybe a week later, I get a text from Taylor Holder. He says, is the offer still up for us to come to your gym? I said, yeah, sure. So he pulls up to my gym with all these influencers. They pull out their cameras. Me, I don't know anything about YouTube. I don't know anything. But during that time, literally in 2020, and I promise you, in 2020, I had all around the board, maybe 2,000 followers. I started with 2,000 followers. Yeah, 2,000 followers. I swear, 2,000 followers. Because, I was off a bad breakup, and that breakup led me sleeping in my car, things of that nature. But fast forward, they came with all these YouTubers, right? And I'm like, man, they started filming content inside my gym, right? And then I started doing pad work videos with Taylor Holder, and the first video I ever posted on TikTok, I started a TikTok account. The first video I ever posted did 1 million views.
Wow.
So it did 1 million. I did it with Taylor Holder. I didn't know he was this big popular at that time. He was this big popular figure on the internet. I didn't know. So I'm not saying this stuff happened to me on accident, but I didn't look for it. I didn't look for it at all. I didn't look for the clout. I didn't look for the fame or nothing like that. I just wanted to be a regular coach training people. I wasn't looking for the popularity. Right. So I know, right? So as soon as, I post a video with him, I start training him. And then me and him, he became like a little brother to me. He was like, hey man, he was hitting me up every other day. Like, hey, I'm about to come in. 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 And he started introducing me to all these people. He introduced me to Noah Beck. He introduced me to Bradley Martin. He introduced me to Nikita Dragon. You know Nikita Dragon, right?
Yeah, I know her.
Yeah, he introduced me to Nikita Dragon. And then Bryce Hall. And who's Bryce Hall's girlfriend name? Oh man, they're probably gonna get mad at me because I forgot her name. His ex-girlfriend, Addison Ray. Yes, I met Addison. I know Addison Ray. And then Jason Derulo. Yeah, all these individuals. Yeah. Then Jake Paul, of course. Jake Paul came in my gym and we shot a big content. So that's what honestly, I'll tell people this. I had a boost. I had a boost because I was around people with followers, and it helped me grow on social media. So what I did was I never asked any of them like, oh man, can you help me? No. So what I did was I looked and I observed and saw how they shot content. And I said, okay, this is what goes viral. Okay, this is what they're doing. And and I just sat and I soaked in information myself. So I tell people this, nobody's never going to give you a handout. So what you got to actually do is look, observe, and apply it to yourself. Like, okay, that's how it's done. I'm gonna do it. So that's what I started doing. I started doing videos with them. And then I went from 2,000 followers one day, waking up to 10,000 followers. And then from 10,000 followers, I woke up 20,000. And then another 3 months, 30,000, 40,000. I'm like, oh, wow. You know what I mean? And then the very first video that I post on YouTube, it didn't do that big of a number, but I did one with Hayes Greer, which he was big on Vine back in the days. I don't know if you know who he is, the Greers, Nash Greer and all those, they were big on Vine. So I did a video with him. That was my very first YouTube video. But what got me monetized on YouTube was I did a video with Taylor Holder, and that did like 200 some thousand views. That's a long video, the long form video. And that was during the time when they had the TikTokers versus YouTuber, which is a very big event. Even though they said the event flopped financially, the popularity surrounded by it was big, And I just got put in a situation. I don't want to call it, I don't know if it was luck, or I just say it was destined for me to be in that space, to be in this space. Because like I told you before, I never looked for it. I never seeked it. I didn't care if I had a couple thousand followers. I just wanted to train people. You know what I mean? And it just happened. And then from that is just what gave me clients. Like I would train these individuals, post them, and then a lot of the fans that were in LA, they wanted to be close to them. Sometimes I would it would get so scary sometimes. Like sometimes their fans would wait outside behind bushes come out from the gym. It was very crazy. Like it was like the deception over another human being. You'd be surprised, you would think these kids was like Michael Jackson. So everything is destiny. Like I said before, like it was crazy how you saw me at the airport. Like you recognized me out of everybody in the airport. Like that was during that YouTuber versus TikToker time. Remember?
Yeah, I remember. I was like, wait,
and you probably said to yourself, right. And I by you coming up to me and like recognizing who I was and what I've been doing, really brought a big smile to my face, and I was very appreciative of that. I don't want you to never think that like, oh, he was Hollywood, he held his nose up, he was arrogant. No. Coming from where I come from and the struggle I've been through in my life, I'm very appreciative of that, And I want to tell the people, I want to tell the fans, anybody that's on social media that want to grow, is find your niche, target your niche, and consistency, and never give up. Never give up, no matter what. Even if you're working a 9-to-5 job, find some time to create content. on a break, on your break, uh, before work, after work, wherever the case may be, fit in at least an hour, 30 minutes or an hour to create content and post it, even if it doesn't do well. You know, like I said before, I got lucky because I was around a bunch of influencers with a big following that gave me a boost. You know,
Yeah.
so I still got a lot of videos, unreleased videos I never released too. You know,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah. Anything else you want to ask me? Should I talk about more? Because I got a whole lot to talk about.
I have
We
a
could talk
whole
about.
lot to ask. I have a whole lot to ask because
Okay, I got
I see
Le'Veon Bell. I don't know if you ever
oh
heard of Le'Veon. Le'Veon Bell is
yeah.
an ex-professional football player that I've worked with.
Mm-hmm.
Very big during his time when he was training, when he was in the sport. One of probably the best crossover boxers I ever ran into. Him and Taylor Holt, I have to say, are probably one of the best crossover boxers I ever worked with. You know, actually, I have an unreleased sparring session with Taylor Holder in Blueface that I'm gonna release
Really?
to you guys soon. I gotta ask Taylor's permission.
Yo.
He sent it to me, and I asked him. I'm waiting for his response. I'm like, man, Taylor, man, can I release this video, man? You beating up Blueface, man. This video,
Oh.
look here, he's beating up Blueface. I got it. I got the
Oh.
footage.
That's
I got the
crazy.
footage. And guess what? And I know by him going to jail, it's gonna go viral because they're
Oh.
talking about him, you know.
Yeah. It's a huge opportunity right now.
And I don't want to release it without his permission, but he sent it to me
Yeah.
though.
Yeah.
He's he sent it to me. So back to Le'Veon Bell, one of the best crossover fighters that boxers I ever worked with. He was big in the league and in the NFL and American football here. Uh, he had like a $20-30 million contract at one time. So these are like
Yeah.
big people, you know. Uh, he's doing very good in the YouTube boxing space right now. He's fighting on Misfits with Mams Taylor, KSI's promotional company. And you said you saw me on TV when I was in Leeds,
Yeah,
right?
I saw you on TV. I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool.
I wish you could have screenshotted that to me.
I think I did, but it was a long time ago. Like what? Like
It was in January.
oh
It was in
yeah.
January.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
I caught a really bad cold down there too. Oh my goodness. Yeah. So London is a different place versus like Los Angeles and Jamaica, you know.
Yeah.
Uh, also, who you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about my training with Noah Beck, Vinny Hacker, anybody, Jake Paul?
See, a lot of your interviews, I see people talk about celebrities, but like they never talk about your mind when it comes to content, right?
Okay,
So
my mind.
obviously you had a boost when it comes to this popularity being around influencers. But the truth is, you didn't
Right.
have to take that opportunity. You didn't have to sit down and watch and ask questions. Sometimes you didn't have to do any of that. You didn't have to start people from content. Right?
Right,
So,
right.
what's the difference that content make in your business when it comes to getting clients?
Um, when I create boxing content, I always try to target the fundamentals of boxing, the fundamentals of the art of the sport. See, a lot of times you have these internet trainers, right? They like to do the fast pad work, make it look good and things like that. Or you have these female trainers, they showing a little bottom with a pad work, and, you know, whatever works for you, right? But I actually focus on the real art of boxing. You know what I mean? How to throw a jab, how to throw a right hand. So when I target my clients, when I'm training, when I'm creating my training videos, is I just it's just I target the fundamentals, like I said before, your footwork, how to move correctly, what not to do, and what to do. Like for me, I train people like I train people like, okay, you're getting ready to fight. You know,
Yeah.
I don't care if you just coming in and get in shape or you just want to lose some weight. I train everybody like you're a real boxer. So when I create content and I try to gain clients, that's one of my main focus is creating videos that show the actual fundamentals and how to actually throw a punch correctly and not rush the process, but the slow process. How to throw the jab. Okay, I'll throw a video throwing the jab, you know, working on your footwork. And usually if I'm bringing in like my kid audience, I do my collaboration with the influence
Yeah.
because they have a big kid audience. So that's how I bring in the kid audience. You know, if I want men as clients, I'll do a video with one of the supermodel girls or something like that. You know, it's all a tactic. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
unfortunately, the way the mind work for men is, oh, pretty girl working at his gym, training at his gym. Oh, Addison Rae's there, or this pretty influencer girl is there with this nice body. They see me training her. Guess what? That's another 10, 15, 20 clients, male clients off the
Oh.
back. Just off the, like you people in my inbox. Coach, how much you charge? Where's your gym at? So that's the way I suggest how to market your training business, you know. And as for attracting the women clients is realistically, honestly, if you as a trainer, if you're keeping yourself up, keeping your own self in shape, and you're training, and the same method actually worked for the women clients too. You train a nice looking guy, he's fit, you know what I mean, and they see you training him, that's going to attract women clients to you. So you understand the philosophy, you understand like the dynamic of it, of how it
Yeah.
works, you
I
know.
think you're just having your messaging on point, know who you're targeting. I think that's very important. I tell people all
Oh
the
yeah,
time, don't just post just to post. Have a
right,
reason behind you posting it. It's
right,
interesting that it's well thought out for you.
right, absolutely. And if you want to train whatever you want to target, like, okay, for instance, if you want to target people with special needs, post videos with people with special needs, and they're fighting through their special needs, and it gives them a motivation to want to come out and come work with you. You know what I mean? Like if you want to target people that's 50 and older, start training people that's 50 and older. Start off with a video training a person that's 50 and older. And what I do is I don't charge them. That's the thing. You don't charge the people that you're doing content with. That's gonna help you boost your thing. You got it. It's like it's this method. What I call you scratch my back, I scratch you scratch my back, I scratch your back. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of these influencers, a lot of people that I work with, I never charge them anything up front. You know, it was just it's a favor for a
Partnership,
favor.
right?
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
it's a partnership, right? You post me, I train you, you post me, so it's that's the way to go about it as well if you want to grow your business as a boxing coach or as a business as a gym owner, period, you know?
Yeah, no, just like listening you talk about this, I want to go back to where you say you post. You get like 10, 20 people in your DMs like, hey, train me, hop on the phone. I think posting content literally transformed your business into like, oh yeah, like getting clients is like easy, right? And I bet
Oh
like
yeah.
closing them as clients is easy as well, right?
Yeah. What you say now?
Like closing them as clients is easy as well, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely. Everything's all about your delivery, knowing how to speak. And knowing how to speak does not require a PhD. If you got it, you just got it, you know?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, this is very interesting. I love that. Because it's
Oh
like,
yeah, absolutely.
you talked about like the audience may not know this, but you said before doing any of this content thing, influencer, blah blah blah, you were almost homeless at one point.
Well, actually, I was sleeping in my car. Actually,
Oh,
yeah. I was in a. I had just ended a very bad breakup, and due to that breakup, because I actually lost my apartment. So out of pride, I could have went to my parents, to my family house, and things like that. But out of pride, I just slept in my car and I just sucked it out. But guess what, though? By me doing that, actually gave me a lot of gratitude and a lot of strength. So by me enduring that, made me like, wow, it made me really, really, really think about life. And then all of a sudden, from sleeping in a car, from actually, it was just the process was so fast after that. Because after sleeping in my
yeah.
car, 4 or 5 months later, I had a home. I was a gym owner within that 5 month period. you know?
Oh,
So yeah, within a 5 month period. And I did it all legit. It was just like, it was crazy. Like I was in this toxic relationship for 3 years where I was like this. And as soon as I left that relationship, I skyrocketed.
yeah. we spoke about this a little bit earlier, but like I would love for you to talk to, say, coaches out there, like tell them the importance of like having a online presence, right? So
Oh
say
yeah,
they may not be putting out content or being consistent, they're worried about haters or their family seeing their content, you know, like various different
right.
issues, right? Just talk to them about what kind of pushed you to like continue putting out content.
You said was kind of push. You said like as far
What
as
pushes you
okay.
to
What pushes me actually to keep putting out content is me constantly not being satisfied where I'm at, you know, or the motivation to keep motivating others. They say, hey, you can do this, you know, as long as I got breath, as long as I got life, keep pushing. And a lot of us do not reach our full potential because of, like I said before, what other people say, what other people think. My main focus is to give everybody motivation. If I can't reach, if I'm talking to 10 people, if I can reach out to at least one or two, and I can push them to go further in their consecration or whatever they want to do in life, I'm happy, right? So my motivation and for me to keep pushing out content is me constantly just wanting to keep growing, to keep going, to keep influencing. Like, okay, I got to reach many people. I want to reach as many people as possible, not because of money or fame. It's just because I want to influence before I leave this earth. How many people can I touch in a positive way? What's the use of having all this money, all this fame, whatever that comes along with it, if you have not touched anybody in a positive way? You know what I mean? If you put on a Michael Jackson cassette and you listen to one of his songs, guess what? He's touched you in a positive way. He's touched millions and millions of people, right? And it's not even about money. It's about who can you touch and inspire. So when they see my funny videos and things like that in my training videos, I want to put a smile on a person's face. I want to put a smile. You know how many kids coming to me, hey, Coach Staff, Coach Staff. You know what I mean? Like kids that like got in trouble in school the day before, they see me, they got a smile on their face and things of that nature. That is what motivates me to keep posting. That's what motivates me to keep pushing out content. That's what keeps motivating me to being who I am, Coach Staff today, and for me to keep growing. And I'm not finished. I want to keep going. You know what I mean? And I want to tell people this: no matter how old you are, no matter if you're 30, no matter if you're 20, let me start off. It don't matter if you're 25, 35, 45, 55, 60 years old. It doesn't matter. The way the world is created now, the way it's set up, is for everybody to succeed on the internet.
yeah.
Anybody can push out content now. They even got you ever see the little senior citizens on TikTok that got millions of followers? They be dancing in the senior citizen home. Man, look, I tell people, I use this analogy all the time, right? If Ray Charles and Stevie Wonder can do it blind, what's your excuse?
Okay. Okay, that's fair.
What's your excuse? These are blind men, and they were able to still have motivation to create music, to push you in a positive way, right? So what do you do when you hear Bob Marley?
I get chills, man. I love Bob.
Oh, forever love you, Jah. You can feel that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Come on, man. You know,
You know,
that's my take on that.
it's interesting because like again, I said this before, you didn't have to want to do all of these things. But like what do you say to the coaches out there who's like they don't have a boost like a bunch of influencers around them. They don't have that sort of boost. They're growing from like ground up. What do you say to those persons?
Um, Keep feeling positive about it. Don't get discouraged. I'm a strong believer in manifestation. If you want it, you shall achieve it. My advice to them is try to go to wherever you at in part of the world. Like, okay, for example, if you're in Jamaica, right? Try to find a way to where there's something. Try to find a way to go where there's something going on at, like, okay, for example, you got to break your way through the door, right? If you're a boxing coach and you in Jamaica, you in Kingston, you in this little bubble in the hood, like in the ghetto, and you're trying to get out of it, right? manifest it. Like, okay, save money. Okay, let me go to this gym in LA. Let me go to Wild Card. Let me go to the gym where all these influencers, where these professionals at. Let me introduce myself. Let me not be afraid of a no. As long as you're not afraid of a no, you can break through. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid of a no. Don't be afraid of the door being closed on you, because the door will be closed on you. Not once, not twice, not even maybe 3 or 4 times the door will be closed on you. But guess what? The door will be open one of those times you break through, you know? So you got to just keep knocking on it, knocking on that door, you know? Like, reach out to people on the internet, DM people, like, hey, somebody will answer you, like, hey, I have this one guy from Congo, and he was like, and he you know, he kept messaging me. He's like, man, I want to come to the States so bad. So you know what? I said, you know what? Let me get this kid a chance. I start following him back. You know what I mean? And I start commenting on his stuff. So they gave him some hope. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this popular coach in the U.S., he followed me back and he's commenting on my stuff. So it gives me some inspiration. So that's my advice to up and coming coaches who maybe don't have the boost like I did, which I'm very grateful for, and I'm very honorable for that, is to keep pushing and align yourself in situations where things are going on at. Like, what I mean, like, okay, for example, if there's a big event going on and you want to be a part of it, try your best to get you a plane ticket, get you a hotel, fly there, and just go by yourself and just go. Start filming, start talking, start breaking your way through, you know? As hard as that sound, it's not easy, but as hard as that sound, it is very reachable, you know? I'm telling you, because look, okay, I'm telling you, okay, look here, like when I make these videos and I do things on my own, like courage, like breaking through. Like, okay, when I go to these events and I train people and we have a fight, like say if I got a fighter, we fight on Misfits, I'm working this corner. I'm thinking when I'm there, I'm not thinking just coach. I'm thinking I got to create content. This is how I grow. That's what separates me from most coaches. If you ever notice, most coaches do not do content like me.
Yeah, they don't.
They don't do content like me, right? But I give them I give them game though. I said, this is how you do it, you know, because it's more than just training a popular figure and being in that corner. Okay, for example, right? You got fighters like you got influencer fighters like Salt Poppy, or you got who else? Who's a big KSI, right? You got KSI, right? But do you know who KSI's trainer is? Nobody knows who he is.
I don't know who he is.
You see what I'm saying? But he's training one of the biggest influencers in the world. So a lot of coaches, what they do is they think, oh, I got KSI now, I'm popular now people know me now. No, that's not how it works. You gotta make yourself known that you KSI's trainer. You gotta make yourself known that you're this trainer that's taking over this realm. You gotta force your way into doing this, you know. So that's my advice, and I hope this reaches out to a lot of people and they can understand why. Like, okay, that's how it works, you know. And it doesn't happen overnight. It's still steps, and even for me, I still feel like I'm still like stepping. I haven't made it yet. As long as you keep feeling like and telling yourself I haven't made it yet, you're gonna keep being motivated to keep doing it.
Yeah, I love this. I actually love this because like not many people know what content can do for you, and obviously it's a lot to get started. A lot of persons don't have a boost, as you said. You just capitalize on what you have, and
yes,
no one can blame you, right?
Right, absolutely,
so,
absolutely.
Like, how do you create content and like, how do you find time to sort of be a great coach and then still create content that gets clients, still capitalize, still be consistent?
That's a good question. I just haven't made up in my mind, like, okay, I got to take 30 minutes, 45 minutes, hour out of my day to do this, you know? And I just learned how to fit that in between, you know? And the way I create content is crazy though, because content creation, it is a skill. People don't understand it is a skill. Like, it takes time to understand how to create content, you know? So for me, it's just the idea come in my head, bam, and I just make it come to life, you know? And like I said before, it doesn't matter what I'm doing in that day, I gotta at least take 30 minutes to do this content because I know it's important. Even if I'm not making no money from the content, I believe in my heart it's gonna make money for me later, you know? And everything I do on the internet is all business related. It's all business. It's all monetized.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I feel you when you say that. Obviously, it's going to take time to build up that sort of like online brand persona that people trust you, people want
Right.
to be your clients. Like, it's going to take time. So, like, to be consistent is just like the first half of it. But
Right. Absolutely. Absolutely.
I wanted to ask you this question, right? You have three big platforms that you use: YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. What platform has gotten you the most clients?
The most clients? Oh, Instagram. Instagram. Um, I've got more revenue as far as revenue. YouTube, of course. Uh, YouTube and TikTok as far as the revenue part of it, but as far as like transforming it to like actual people coming in and training me, Instagram.
And just to go back to what you said earlier about like capitalizing, I want you to talk more on like the importance of like having solid relationships with your clients. So, for example, you just were talking about Taylor Holder, right?
Right.
This was when you met him, it was probably like 2020, and
Right.
you guys still have a great relationship right now. Like, talk about
Yeah.
the
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
importance
Yeah.
of having a solid relationship.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The importance of establishing a relationship with your clients is very important because your client is believe it or not, your clients it what keeps you going, and not only keeps you going, is what keep bread in your pocket, what keep you afloat. You know, as well as you keeping them afloat. You helping them, they're helping you.
Yeah.
So when people tell you this thing like, "Oh, I can do this all by myself," no, nobody can do this all by themselves. We all need somebody. We all need. We all helping each other. You know what I mean? Now, relying on one individual is one thing, but actually helping each other and kind of like giving each other's a boost is a different thing. We all need that, and I'm not gonna sit up here and say I did it all by myself because I didn't do it all by myself. I had help, you know.
Yeah.
You know. So right now, when you thinking to yourself, "Oh, Coach Staff is really helping me a lot," you helping me too. We're helping each other because I'm on your platform and you giving me a chance to be a voice on your platform. So which I'm grateful for. So I don't want you to think like, "Oh, Coach Staff is helping." No, we're helping each other. You know, we're helping each
Yeah, I
other.
love that.
Yeah,
I appreciate everyone who takes the time out of their day. Like, their
yeah.
time is so valuable, and like your time, you could be doing anything. Could be making content right now, right?
Oh
This
yeah,
is
yeah,
where
yeah.
gets
Absolutely.
views and content that gets you clients. So like, it's still very important to like just come here and just spend, even if it was 10 minutes, even if it was 1 minute. I think it shows a lot of good character, and I will never
Oh yeah,
ever
100
go
man.
wrong with
Appreciate it.
that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. Anytime anytime. Let me know. I got you.
But I wanted to ask, so like when people say let's see your content, right? They're like, oh my
Uh huh.
god, like as you said before, like 10 guys, 20 guys will see your one post and like, hey, I want to work with you, right? How do you then transform them into being a client? Because there's one thing to be interested, and there's one thing to be pulled.
Of being a client.
Yeah.
Um, I
I
usually
imagine it
transform
must
them.
be easier.
Yeah, I transformed from being a client once I train him. Like, oh wow, this dude's actually a good coach. He's not just an internet coach. You know what I mean? Because you have internet coaches, and you actually have really good coaches. And I really believe I'm really good. I'm a really good trainer versus an internet boxing coach. You know, and and the way I transform them to being clients is that first session they have with me. They're like, wow, I'm coming back. I like him. He can train. He's really good at what he does. You know, so that's the way I do it.
Mm. So I just talk about like how this opportunity, like this whole thing, has like transformed your business. And I know I've said something like this earlier, but I do still think it's important to talk about how it's completely transform your business to where it was, to it is now, and it'll still get better in the future, right? So just talk about that complete transformation in like your life, basically. Like, what has it done for you?
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, it's done a lot. I'll tell you one thing. I wasn't used to paparazzi and cameras and stuff being on me. That was scary at first. I'm not
Wow.
gonna lie. uh,
I imagine the cameras.
right, right. I'm just like, man, I couldn't believe it. But for me, it just from from then and now the transformation. Um, it's been kind of overwhelming at times, but it's good because now at first I didn't know how to really handle all the attention, all the more clients that was coming to me now. But now that I'm used to it now, I'm able to like keep it afloat. And at times business is slow sometimes. I'm not even gonna put on the front like everything is always great all the time because I don't want to give you a false narrative,
Yeah.
uh but as far as like the great thing about when you build a name like I built my name is I can not have a business now, I cannot have a gym now, and then all of a sudden because I have a name that
It's actually a
I go
really
get a
good
gym.
point.
Yeah, I can, like, you don't, like, I'm giving you an example. Like, I can say, for instance, my gym goes out of business, but because I have a name, I can go get another gym and people will come to me. Like, my business will pick up fast because I already have a name already. That's one of the beauties of like building your brand. Co-Staff is a brand. So
Yeah, it
they're
is.
just like, okay, look at individuals like Mike Tyson. He's been had ups and downs all throughout his life, right? Because of his name, Mike Tyson can go. He can have zero. He can have zero. He can spend all his money as an account, but the next day he'll have an opportunity. Why? Because he built his name, right?
It's Mike Tyson.
Mike Tyson. I'm not my name is not as big as his, but as
Yeah,
far as the
yeah, I
YouTube,
get that.
you know what I mean. But for example, like as far as like me, if I went to go get a gym or another gym or something like that, if my business fell, I can always recapitalize on that because I built my brand. So none of that came in vain. You know.
It's funny you talk about that because I remember thinking about this yesterday. Like, all those influencers came to you for a reason, right? They could have
Right.
went to, say, someone down the road who had 10 clients who's won this pro boxing thing,
Right,
but
right, right,
they
right, right,
came to
right. Or they,
you, someone who had an online presence and they had a relationship with you. That's
right,
just
right.
like very interesting.
Yeah. I say once again, I think Taylor Holder was the one who really did all that for me. Uh, I know I keep talking about him, but he's the main one that like really helped me gain my popularity and so I give it all to him as far as like, okay, who started from, because you have a lot of people that don't give individuals their just due.
Yeah,
Just think about it. Just think about it. Like Travis Scott, all these big artists that right? Somebody had to introduce Travis Scott to somebody to get him on, right? But does Travis Scott give that person their just due? Like, oh man, you know what you call it? Show me, introduce it to this producer, and that's how I make this hit song, Antidote. Not a lot of them do that. But I'm gonna
yeah,
sit up here and say, yeah, I'm gonna sit up here and say, yeah, Taylor Holder was a kid that helped me get my boost, and
yeah,
me and Taylor Holder, our relationship has been up and down, middle, rocky sometimes, and things like that. But all through our whole process, though, I still love him, and we still cool. He's in Nashville right now. He's a country singer, and I wish him nothing but the best when it comes to that. And yeah, yeah. Anything else?
I mean, it takes a real one to do that. First off, before you even continue, the fact that you said, we're in a rocky friendship, da da da, up and down, and then you sit here for like 40 minutes and like say good things about him. I think it takes a really genuine person to like do
Oh
something like
yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Like I said before, I'm much older than a lot of these because you guys are like kids to me, right? So, so I look at it as like, okay, you guys are still growing up, still figuring out who you are. You're going to be up and down in your emotions. You're not at the maturity level to understand things yet. So when I put myself in that perspective, that's what helps me to deal with the younger generation. It's like, okay, they're young. Like when I was training all these influencers like Faith Ordaway, and when I was training Faith, she had this up and down with her emotions, but will put me in a perspective of understanding. Like, okay, she's young. They're young. You know what I mean? So there's no hard feelings. Like if they leave me and go train with somebody else, I don't have no hard feelings because I look at them being young and not understanding life, as much as I do, and and a lot of times you got to put logic in perspective. If you put logic in perspective a lot of times before your feelings, and then you'll get a whole lot done. You get a whole lot done if you use logic. Before you let your feelings, put logic first. Put logic. Think about the logic part.
Yeah. The last question is you talk a lot about building an online brand with organic content, etc. TikTok, short form, long form.
Right.
Have you ever ran like ads in your content? No.
I never paid for no ads, anything.
Just like
No.
solid organic content.
All organic. Like no, never. I never paid for no ads, no promotion, no nothing. I just post. And people like, how do you reach millions of followers without running no ads or no promotion? I don't know. You know what? I'm not even going to put on the front though. Sometimes I have videos that don't do well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But to my people that's out there creating content, don't get discouraged, because I have videos. I have videos that they only do like 3,000 views, and then I have videos that do 100,000. I have videos that do 1 million, and I have videos that do 30 million, and then from 30 million to 1,000. You know what I mean? So don't get discouraged. There's ups and downs. But like we mentioned before, the big word that starts with a C: consistency. Consistency, 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 and never give up. I don't care what your mama gotta say. I don't care what your daddy gotta say. I don't care what your uncle gotta say. Keep working. Keep working. Kill the outside noise. If you got to do things in secret behind your parents' back, but it's in a positive way, it's not hurting you, go for it.
You know how I said that was my last question? This was actually my last question. So when you answered, you spoke about views and obviously content, and it brought me back to when you reached out to me about YouTube. So
Right.
as someone who's, say, killing it with short form content, why do you think long form content through YouTube, etc., is so important as well? Like, you could just solely focus on short form content.
Long form content is very important because the long form content is what generates some more revenue for you, and long form content is more informational to people. Short. Okay, even though, like, for example, like, shorts are good. Shorts are good for helping you gain your subscribers, because so that's how I gained like 30-some thousand subscribers on YouTube, is from posting shorts. And long term, as far as like revenue, is much better, because for those who can actually pay attention, and you can keep your audience, as long as you don't lose your audience in a long form. Because sometimes you can lose your audience by, like, okay, this is boring, but you got to keep them eyeing it. I got a client right now I work with. His name is Stromedy. He's so huge on YouTube. I don't know if you've ever heard of him, but he's big on YouTube. He does kid content. You know what I mean? He's smart. If you could reach the brain of a child, that's it.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense for him to do that, to be honest. I've seen some of his shorts. It's very interesting, I will say. But again, it's his niche, right? He knows what works and what doesn't, hence why he gets so much views. So again, to be good at something, I believe it does take a lot of logic.
Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%, 100%. And I want to tell people this before we go.
Okay.
Do not think because you're next to a big influencer, you have a Jake Paul, all these people in your circle, that you're one of them or you're going to be. No, You and they're gonna give you a handout. Nobody's gonna give you a handout. Okay? What you gotta do, like I said before in the beginning of this video, is you have to observe, see how they're creating content, see how they're moving, seeing how they're being successful. Just look, like, okay, just on the side of your eye, just watch while you're around them. Like, okay, be like the little spy in the grass, looking, and then you apply it to yourself. You take what you see, you bring it over into your world, bring it into your space, and then you create it. You know, and it's so unfortunate because I'm telling you, you have so many people. Oh man, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you give me that? No, you got to go get it. Like I went to go get it. You know. So that's my last thing I want to say.
Okay. Yeah. I think what you said throughout this interview have been like it's a lot of gems, and I really wish people take the time to watch it through and through. Because again, I
Right.
didn't want this to be, oh yeah, you've worked with these people, tell me how it's
Right.
been. Like, it's I wanted to dive deep into your brain, and I'm glad you have just a small platform to do so. And it's been really fun. I will say that just listening to you passionately talk, I think, yeah, again, a very genuine person. I'm really glad you took the time out of
Oh
your day to
yeah,
do this.
yeah, absolutely. And I appreciate you. And I got you. If you I can see if I can get you some more guests too. Let me know who you want, and I can get them for you. All right, I got you. 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 I got you.
Okay.
I got
Yeah.
There's a few people. There's a few people that I know in Jamaica too. Uh,
Okay.
you ever heard a guy named Dave? He actually played in the Bob Marley movie. Did you see the Bob Marley movie?
No, I know, but no. I
You know what I'm
know.
talking about?
No, I don't know him.
Okay, yeah, but he's Jamaican, and me and him really cool. But he played in the Bob Marley movie, and his dad was actually was Bob Marley's guitarist. I can get him to get on your platform too. So I'm just DM
Yeah, I
him like,
love
hey,
that.
and yeah. So like I got you're a fellow Jamaican, so it's always like we got to help each other,
Yeah, let's go. So I'll bring this to your DMs. It says your recording has stopped, which is funny, but it's a good time.
Oh
So
no,
I
did it
will.
start back? I think it started.
Has it?
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
paused.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and shout out your Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, where people can find you.
Okay. Hey, you guys, follow me on all platforms. Staff Boxing, YouTube Coach Staff, Instagram Staff_Boxing, TikTok Staff Boxing no underscore, and let's go. Coach Staff in the building.
Okay. But see you later, staff. Bye.
All right, champ.